Tasmania show.
Tasmania show.
Tasmania show.
Tasmania show.
Tasmania show.
Tasmania show.
You already know it is.
Oh, yeah.
Wagwan gang, back in this thing, and if you really gang, bang that like button. If you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, keep your ass inside. You're tuning into the Tasmania Show with Taz Tikoon, brought to you by Tazzy's Baddies, and today we talking about the Fresh Breath crew, aka Dame Dash and Nikki Licky. If you haven't already, check out my previous episode when I talked about Nikki Licky, aka the white lesbian version of Aaliyah. Word to Dame. Those were Dame's words, not mine, not one in a million Aaliyah. His ex, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so on a previous episode we talked about that, but now Dame is out campaigning the song. If you haven't, I'm gonna play a quick little snippet of the song, The Breath Stank Crew Do Dame Dash and Nikki Licky, before we even get into the campaign that he's doing right now.
You're starting to look gay like Jason Lee. And the tan very breast stink too. Matter of fact, all y'all breast stink. Y'all the breast stink crew. Breast stink crew.
Yeah, that was the Breath Stank crew. This is the Fresh Breath crew. You know what I'm saying? Oral hygiene is very important. We've been talking a lot about teeth, dentists, veneers, and teeth falling out and all of that. Like, make sure you flossing, make sure you're brushing your tongue, make sure you do all of that. Shout out to the Dr. Appas, the Kirpuses, the $52,000 teeth, the cheap teeth, everything. We were talking about cinnamon doo-doo breath and all that other shit. Dame recently has been out having Nikki Licky perform this at, I don't know if this is record labels or if it's BET or if he's shopping the song around, but he's really going hard campaigning for Nikki Licky, you know, when they take him through and they got him dancing on the tables and stuff. She mentioned Jason Lee. It's at the BET headquarters. Jason Lee's show was at BET. It doesn't make any sense. So we about to get into this clip of Nikki Lee performing it for BET.
Sheep tea, 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 sheep tea.
Disrespect that OG. He helped me, and I think it's fucking plain to see. I'm starting to look gay like Jason Lee.
So as y'all can see, you got, like, I don't know, the yes men or whatever, but the part when they said starting to look gay like Jason Lee, all of the black women turned around and walked out the door because Jason Lee's TV show is at BET. So you're dissing Jason Lee at the place where his show is airing, and like Dame said he was the chairman of Revolt, but now he has this BET deal, and I'm not gonna lie, like, people in there with their phones out, it's just like, I'm not jacking it. Like, just even watching people, like, okay, yeah, it's like, what are we doing? This isn't culturally appropriate. Like, this shit is just terrible. Like, Nikki Licky doing that at BET. I don't know if this is gentrification. I don't know what the hell this is. This doesn't make any sense. But Dame, like, I think that Dame, from his experience with Kanye and Jay-Z and, you know, Cam, it's like, yeah, you could be a tastemaker, but it's like, bro, you kind of getting out of touch. Because this ain't it. Like, he needs I think Dame should really go live. Like, Twitch, Kick, like, if Dame watching this or anybody know, like, reach out to Dame, tell him he needs to go live because he's hilarious. Comedy, that might be his space, but to be as a black man beside a white woman, after all the years you talked about Leo Cohen and all the different things, it's like you got a white girl rapping about a black man, lesbian, whatever, and it's not about the race. It's just, it just doesn't look right. It just looks really, like, whack. Well, we're going to play this clip of Cam. I mean, Dame's still talking more shit about Cam, asking Cam to show his offices, and just all of this macho, competitive, egotistical Harlem shit. Like it doesn't make any sense.
And this is a challenge for you, Fredo. You know, because you're doing so well. Show your house, show your office, or any one of them. But I don't have an office. I always, and you know, because this is what broke niggas do, we always have our own building with offices in them. So you could rent one of these if you want, But nah, you're not allowed. This is members only and thorough niggas only. And you can't get in this club, the CEO Country Club, with cheap teeth. Now, you know, we're building sets. So whatever I feel like building, I'll build. But it will be some Star Wars shit. And we have studios. We have a lot of things going on. And this is what broke nigga shit looks like. It looks like you dream and you spend your money on your dreams. And you don't have no money in the bank. You got bricks on the street. So, you know, you can call this what you want to call it. But for all of y'all unhealthy motherfuckers talking about my business every day to get yourself in the algorithm, get in the gym, maybe, possibly, think about being a vegan or a vegetarian. Your breath used to stink when I was around you, and you got yellow goop on your teeth. And you laughing, and every time you do all that shit, you get all of that crust in your fucking mouth, and you make niggas feel nauseous. And that's why I couldn't be your friend. The reason why I got the fuck away from you was because you were dumb. Your businesses go to trash, and this is the reason why you're a podcaster now. Because you had a weed business. And you didn't give me 50 grand at all. What you did was you put 50 grand in, and then you and the other stupid ass alleged niggas started talking stupid, and then you hung up on me. You owe me money. You were supposed to give me a piece of that company based on sweat equity. You didn't pay me no money. What the fuck is $5,000 a month? That was a charity because you were fat. That's why.
Dame, he just like, it's like you don't know where he's going in the conversation. Like he goes from talking about the cheap teeth, talking about having bricks on the street, talking about showing off your studio, and you ain't got no money. Then no, you can't get in the club, and it just feels like bullying. Like, and not that he's necessarily bullying him, but it's like the goop in your mouth and the teeth and your breath not fresh, and you need to go vegan and you're not healthy. It's like he'll go off on a tangent, and then he's just like, yo, make sure you cop this and make sure you do this. Like, I get it. Like, it's just like we are in an era where if you beef with somebody, pause, you trying to sell something. From the TIs to the 50 cents, it's like that's the era. There's no kumbaya. Everybody's like, yo, you see Drake, you see Kendrick. Like, everybody beef. Fuck it. Like, don't nobody get along. Like, he went off on a tangent, and it's great because like a couple months ago, Dame was looking a little bit rough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Seemed like he's got his stuff together, his teeth is together, you know, and at the end of the day, I don't want to see anybody that's created such a legacy, you know, to go out like that. But I really pray that Dame has somebody in his corner that can really keep it 100 with him, because it seemed like you can't tell him nothing. There's no voice of reason. Like, he's never wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that I don't think that he's wrong, but it's like taking accountability, you know? Larry from It Is What It Is and Talk with Flea, the producer on the show, there was a couple of situations from some other episodes where they talked about what Larry did for Boogie, who is Dame Dash's son. And if y'all watch the TV show, I forgot what it was called, but it was on WeTV. It was like Master P, Vanessa Simmons, Angela Simmons, like growing up hip hop. I don't know. It was something like that. Bow Wow was on it or whatever. But you know, that show happened a minute ago. But Boogie, being a DJ, his Chips company, you know, just different things going on with his family. But this is Larry basically talking about his personal experiences with Dame, because everybody's got a Dame story. So Larry talking about, and Larry seems like a nice guy. I don't know Larry from It Is What It Is, but he seems like a pretty solid guy. But again, it's always two sides to a story. But when it comes to Dame, it seems like it's like one narrative for real. But we're going to listen to what Larry from Talk with Flea and It Is What It Is got to say about Dame.
What did you have to say about this?
You know, some of the stuff I didn't like is that, you know, some of the lies. I have nothing to do with the reason why Dame got sued. One of my biggest problems with Dame when I was doing business was, and I did do business with Dame, I have receipts. I paid Dame for his services, right? I think I was late one time, and you know, he got mad at me. He's like, yo, he tried to cook, oh man, you was late, da, da, da. And I was only late because I was helping him with Honor Up because Lionsgate didn't give him any budget to promote, unless he lied to me. Right? So as a friend, I looked out and I flew his crew out to Vegas and did all of that. So that's one thing I didn't like, and that's a complete lie. Now, what pissed me off even more is that I did a movie with Dame. I followed Dame on that path because I wanted to be in movies, and I followed him. I put up $52,000. That shit is like poof, vamoose. It left. And that's where we had a falling out, and he got mad at me on the phone because he was talking greasy to me, and I hung up on him. And ever since that point, he says I do bad business because I hung up on him. And as a man, I'm not gonna let nobody talk to me greasy. Just because I don't act like I'm tough or do this doesn't mean I ain't prepared for war. He talks about respect, but on that phone call, he didn't give any respect. Right? So that was my way of saying, I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm a grown man. I'm not a child, especially if I'm one of your peers.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold you. I wouldn't be jacking that either. What I don't like is, like, if you are more outspoken or more extroverted, like, don't be extra bullying people. Like, if I'm out with somebody, it's like, you wouldn't talk to me like that, or you wouldn't talk to nobody like that. So Larry, just from his energy and his demeanor, from what I see on the podcast, he seems like a chill guy. Whether it's Cam's $52,000 Heath or him giving Dame $52,000, and if I give you some bread and you disappear, that's happened a couple times, and I still want my bread from niggas that owe me. I'm whatever. That's a whole nother story. But $52,000, and it's just like, you gonna talk greasy, and then you tell me that I'm weird because I hung up, like. What? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I feel like Dame can move the goalposts, and I feel that if you did something or you ran off with a check or you did something, like, just be a man about it or whatever. I don't know the ins and outs of that story, but Dame does talk really crazy, you know, and if you don't understand, there's people that I'll talk to, they be like, you talk animated, you talk with your hands. There's times where I'm like, yo, I'm speaking passionately, I'm not speaking aggressive. But Dame, you just never know what's going to come out of Dame's mouth. Like, whether it's like, you just never know. But Dame, in true fashion, has always got more to say. So we're going to get into another clip of Dame ranting about any and everybody, Nicki, Licky, Jay-Z. Like, just let's get into this clip.
Because you were fat. That's why I did it. And I liked your family. But your breath stink. And as soon as I got around you, I tried to get you to be healthy. I tried to get you to work out. I tried to get you to eat better. But nothing has changed with you. And you guys deserve each other. So y'all keep saying yes, asking stupid questions, bringing me up to get in the algorithm. But your perspective is not respected because you, Fredo, got punched in your mouth and you ran from 3 people. And by the way, while you were looking at Sweaty Men and their teams, I have my own race car team. The CEO Country Club racing team, or the CEO racing team. And regardless to how big it is, pause or whatever, it's mine. I take pride in having a car. It was my dream to put all my logos all over a race car and race. And have drivers and do my own version of broke nigga shit. So you go visit and dress up all stupid in the same colors as the people that you are attracted to with them stupid ass fat sneakers, pause. And no disrespect to Pharrell, but it's just not my thing. I'm not wearing them shits. Again, you walking around like I'm gonna get you, sucker, when you got out of jail for 11 years with the goldfish shit, and the heel is busted. But you too corny, you don't dress good enough, and you ask stupid questions, and you hang around corny people for your opinion to mean anything. So stay tuned, and I would like to get into more of the godly perspective, but it does aggravate me when people I raise continue to talk about me. And I guess I raised them wrong. But stay tuned for more broke nigga shit. This is the CEO Country Club LA. Stay tuned for the CEO Country Club Chicago. And just know, I'm an entrepreneur and I dream and I bet it all every time. If it works out, it works out. If it's not an L, it's a learning experience, and I will always keep fighting and I will always keep dreaming. But mine aren't selfish. When I win, everybody wins. All my friends win. Not the ones that are around me because I'm famous and want to get on a podcast and want to ruin. I mean, Larry.
Like, you just never know what angle, pause, he's going from. You need to be healthy, and I got my country club, and I'm doing this. And it's like Dame, it's like you'll look up and you'll be like, what conversation are we having right now? Like, he went from talking about people being broke and bosses and like putting the money in. Like, sometimes when I'm listening to Dame, like, even if I come back to the podcast, I'm like, wait, what was the point that he said before he had went to that clip and talking about Larry? And like, I don't know, man. Dame is I just want more for Dame, and it looks like that country club that he's in LA, that looks solid. You know what I'm saying? From what he's talking about with the CEO racing car league, like that sounds super solid. Like Dame has been ahead of his time, and I just pray that again when it comes to this music right now, it's not there. I know he's done things with Currency and the Smoke Dizzes and the Wiz Khalifas. It's not like he's just been in touch with the Jay-Z's. Like he still has had a lot of cultural relevancy. He has this show with BET. I don't know what's going on. It would be fucking dope, man. If 50 Cent, if they could hash all this shit out, imagine them all coming together and we got a really good fucking television series. Like put the fucking pride aside and get along and let's do a paid in full series. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't y'all think it would be dope as fuck if Cam, Dame, 50 Cent executive producing niggas could come together, or even if ATL, like just like with everybody getting into television and script writing and everything, I think that it could just be better. Like we don't gotta just do all this shit. People are evolving in different areas. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you really gang, bang that like button. And if you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, keep your ass inside. You're tuning into the Tasmania Show with Taz Tikoon, brought to you by Tazzy's Baddies. Let's go.
Tikoon running up the score, Tazzy's Baddies on the floor. And that ass is super fatty, call me Zaddy, throw some more. Super nasty, she a savage, slaughter, fuck her like a whore. Popping bottles, foreign models, Tikoon on the world tour. Shorty, what you bad for? Turn this to a hit-a-thon, damn, all your bitches bad, tell them they can come along.